MTC 1, 2025, Unit 6 Number Analysis. We often try to make cuts in our challenges and take the easy route. When taking the quick exit, we fail to acquire the strength to compete. We often take the easy route to improve our skills. Many of us never really work to achieve mastery in the key areas of life. These skills are key tools that can be useful to our career, health, and prosperity. Highly successful athletes don't win because of better equipment, they win by facing hardship to gain strength and skill. They win through preparation. It's the mental preparation, winning mindset, strategy, and skill that set them apart. Strength comes from struggle, not from taking the path of least resistance. Hardship is not just a lesson for the next time in front of us. Hardship will be the greatest teacher we will ever have in life. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC 1, 2025, Unit 6 Number 01. By improving accessibility of the workplace for workers that are typically at a disadvantage in the labor market, AI can improve inclusiveness in the workplace. AI-powered assistive devices to aid workers with visual, speech or hearing difficulties are becoming more widespread, improving the access to, and the quality of work for people with disabilities. AI. For example, speech recognition solutions for people with dysarthric voices, or live captioning systems for deaf and hard of hearing people can facilitate communication with colleagues and access to jobs where interpersonal communication is necessary. AI can also enhance the capabilities of low-skilled workers, with potentially positive effects on their wages and career prospects. AI. For example, AI's capacity to translate written and spoken word in real time can improve the performance of non-native speakers in the workplace. AI. Moreover, recent developments in AI-powered text generators can instantly improve the performance of lower-skilled individuals in domains such as writing, coding or customer service. AI. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC 1, 2025, Unit 6 Number 02. Crop rotation is the process in which farmers change the crops they grow in their fields in a special order. For example, if a farmer has 3 fields, he or she may grow carrots in the first field, green beans in the second, and tomatoes in the third. The next year, green beans will be in the first field, tomatoes in the second field, and carrots will be in the third. In year 3, the crops will rotate again. 3. By the 4th year, the crops will go back to their original order. 4. Each crop enriches the soil for the next crop. This type of farming is sustainable because the soil stays healthy. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC 1, 2025, Unit 6 Number 03. Nearly everything has to go through your mouth to get to the rest of you, from food and air to bacteria and viruses. A healthy mouth can help your body get what it needs and prevent it from harm with adequate space for air to travel to your lungs, and healthy teeth and gums that prevent harmful microorganisms from entering your bloodstream. From the moment you are created, oral health affects every aspect of your life. What happens in the mouth is usually just the tip of the iceberg and a reflection of what is happening in other parts of the body. Poor oral health can be a cause of a disease that affects the entire body. The microorganisms in an unhealthy mouth can enter the bloodstream and travel anywhere in the body, posing serious health risks. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC 1, 2025, Unit 6 Number 04. The interaction of workers from different cultural backgrounds with the host population might increase productivity due to positive externalities like knowledge spillovers. This is only an advantage up to a certain degree. When the variety of backgrounds is too large, fractionalization may cause excessive transaction costs for communication, which may lower productivity. Diversity not only impacts the labor market, but may also affect the quality of life in a location. A tolerant native population may value a multicultural city or region because of an increase in the range of available goods and services. On the other hand, diversity could be perceived as an unattractive feature if natives perceive it as a distortion of what they consider to be their national identity. They might even discriminate against other ethnic groups, and they might fear that social conflicts between different foreign nationalities are imported into their own neighborhood. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC 1, 2025, Unit 6, Number 05. We tend to believe that we possess a host of socially desirable characteristics, and that we are free of most of those that are socially undesirable. For example, a large majority of the general public thinks that they are more intelligent, more fair-minded, less prejudiced, and more skilled behind the wheel of an automobile than the average person. This phenomenon is so reliable and ubiquitous that it has come to be known as the Lake Wobegon effect, after Garrison Keillor's fictional community where the women are strong, the men are good-looking, and all the children are above average. Garrison Keillor Lake Wobegon effect. A survey of 1 million high school seniors found that 70% thought they were above average in leadership ability, and only 2% thought they were below average. 70%, 2%. In terms of ability to get along with others, all students thought they were above average, 60% thought they were in the top 10%, and 25% thought they were in the top 1%. 60% 10%, 25% 1%. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC 1, 2025, Unit 6, Number 06. As the social and economic situation of countries got better, wage levels and working conditions improved. Gradually people were given more time off. At the same time, forms of transport improved and it became faster and cheaper to get to places. England's Industrial Revolution led to many of these changes. Railways, in the 19th century, opened up now famous seaside resorts such as Blackpool and Brighton. 19. Blackpool Brighton. With the railways came many large hotels. In Canada, for example, the new coast-to-coast railway system made possible the building of such famous hotels as Banff Springs and Chateau Lake Louise in the Rockies. Banff Springs Chateau Lake Louise. Later, the arrival of air transport opened up more of the world and led to tourism growth. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC 1, 2025, Unit 6, Number 07. The most remarkable and unbelievable consequence of melting ice and rising seas is that together they are a kind of time machine, so real that they are altering the duration of our day. It works like this: as the glaciers melt and the seas rise, gravity forces more water toward the equator. This changes the shape of the Earth ever so slightly, making it fatter around the middle, which in turn slows the rotation of the planet similarly to the way a ballet dancer slows her spin by spreading out her arms. The slowdown isn't much, just a few thousandths of a second each year, but like the barely noticeable jump of rising seas every year, it adds up. 1. When dinosaurs lived on the Earth, a day lasted only about 23 hours. 2. 3. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC 1, 2025, Unit 6, Number 08. For creatures like us, evolution smiled upon those with a strong need to belong. Survival and reproduction are the criteria of success by natural selection, and forming relationships with other people can be useful for both survival and reproduction. Groups can share resources, care for sick members, scare off predators, fight together against enemies, divide tasks so as to improve efficiency, and contribute to survival in many other ways. In particular, if an individual and a group want the same resource, the group will generally prevail, so competition for resources would especially favor a need to belong. Belongingness will likewise promote reproduction, such as by bringing potential mates into contact with each other, and in particular by keeping parents together to care for their children, who are much more likely to survive if they have more than one caregiver. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC 1, 2025, Unit 6, Number 09. Every day, children explore and construct relationships among objects. Frequently, these relationships focus on how much or how many of something exists. Thus, children count 1 cookie, 2 shoes, 3 candles on the birthday cake, 4 children in the sandbox. Children compare which has more, which has fewer. Will there be enough? Children calculate how many will fit. Now, I have 5. I need 1 more. In all of these instances, children are developing a notion of quantity. Children reveal and investigate mathematical concepts through their own activities or experiences, such as figuring out how many crackers to take at snack time or sorting shells into piles. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC 1, 2025, Unit 6, Number 10. The whole of human society operates on knowing the future weather. For example, farmers in India know when the monsoon rains will come next year, and so they know when to plant the crops. Farmers in Indonesia know there are 2 monsoon rains each year, so next year they can have 2 harvests. This is based on their knowledge of the past, as the monsoons have always come at about the same time each year in living memory. But the need to predict goes deeper than this. It influences every part of our lives. Our houses, roads, railways, airports, offices, and so on are all designed for the local climate. For example, in England all the houses have central heating, as the outside temperature is usually below 20 C, but no air conditioning, as temperatures rarely go beyond 26 C, while in Australia the opposite is true, most houses have air conditioning but rarely central heating. 2026. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC 1, 2025, Unit 6, Number 11. We used to think that the brain never changed, but according to the neuroscientist Richard Davidson, we now know that this is not true. Specific brain circuits grow stronger through regular practice. Richard Davidson. He explains, well-being is fundamentally no different than learning to play the cello. If one practices the skills of well-being, one will get better at it. What this means is that you can actually train your brain to become more grateful, relaxed, or confident, by repeating experiences that evoke gratitude, relaxation, or confidence. Your brain is shaped by the thoughts you repeat. The more neurons fire as they are activated by repeated thoughts and activities, the faster they develop into neural pathways, which cause lasting changes in the brain. Or in the words of Donald Hebb, neurons that fire together wire together. Donald Hebb. This is such an encouraging premise. Bottom line, we can intentionally create the habits for the brain to be happier. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC 1, 2025, Unit 6, Number 12. Vegetarian eating is moving into the mainstream as more and more young adults say no to meat, poultry, and fish. According to the American Dietetic Association, approximately planned vegetarian diets are healthful, are nutritionally adequate, and provide health benefits in the prevention and treatment of certain diseases. American Dietetic Association. But health concerns are not the only reason that young adults give for changing their diets. Some make the choice out of concern for animal rights. When faced with the statistics that show the majority of animals raised as food live in confinement, many teens give up meat to protest those conditions. Others turn to vegetarianism to support the environment. Meat production uses vast amounts of water, land, grain, and energy and creates problems with animal waste and resulting pollution. MTC. Good job.